Let's talk about rigs for your iPhone 17. More specifically, this one right here. This is the Tilta Kronos system for the iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. This would be my new rig for my iPhone 17 Pro, and I sort of wanted to show it off, talk about what I like, what I don't like, sort of like the features that it offers, and compare it to something like this that I got right here. This is called the Master Grip by TELESIN, and it comes in at a little bit of a cheaper price than the whole Tilta system, therefore making it something to consider. Now, this video is not sponsored by anyone in particular. I bought the system with my own money, and trust me that it hurt paying the price for it. Therefore, making this video and giving you my thoughts is going to be a 100% real and authentic experience from somebody who actually bought the system. The TELESIN system, in the other hand, was gifted to me by TELESIN. They just decided to send it to me, so I'll give you my thoughts and feelings on this system, which are going to be generally positive because it is a good system. And we're going to just compare the two. So let's just switch for a more top-down view on this, and I'll let you know what's in this box, what this kit includes, the one that I bought, and also we'll briefly go over the TELESIN case. All right, so before we get into the Tilta system, let's briefly talk about the TELESIN Master Grip. This Master Grip is about $129, and it comes with everything that you see here. It includes a case, which has screen protector for your phone that is included in the box. It has this sort of magnetic light that also has a mirror on it and telescopes a little bit. And of course, the main attraction, which is this grip right here. Now, this grip also has a shutter button, function button, a dial so you can control settings on your phone as well, and a very deep and comfortable grip. I found this system very comfortable to use. I was really liking the functionality and usability of this system. I liked using it in both the horizontal format as well as the vertical format of shooting, and I liked how you can switch from one to another very, very easily. Not only that, when you have it in any of the orientations, it does not block or obstruct any of the ports on your phone, so you can still connect your SSDs and anything you want to plug into your phone while using this entire system, which the same cannot be said for the Tilta system, but we will get into that in just 1 second. I forgot to mention this kit also brings a UV protector filter that kind of, protects your lenses and stuff. And that is the Master Grip by TELESIN. Great option for anybody looking for a nice grip and better ergonomics to hold your phone while you are doing any sort of filmmaking or picture taking. And now we can chat about the Tilta Kronos System for the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. This particular kit cost me $219, which is a lot of money considering what it is. And mainly I got this kit because I was looking for a sort of robust system that I can use for actual productions or any sort of serious filmmaking I wanted to do with my phone. This is not going to be a proper unboxing because I have already unboxed it and have been using it for a couple of days. Therefore, I now feel like I have the proper time and experience with this entire system in order to give you my thoughts and feelings on it. But let's briefly chat about what's in the box. The box comes with the grip, which is super ergonomic and it's amazing, and we'll talk about it in just 1 second. Comes with a magnetic mist filter and polarizer, the filter tray to attach the magnetic filter, a mini LED light, and of course the main attraction would be the phone cage or case itself. So this is pretty much everything that my kit brought. There's an even higher tier kit that brings a couple of extra things that we'll talk about in just 1 second. But my particular kit brings, of course, the handle, the light, the filter, and the tray. and the case itself. Let's start with the little light itself because it's easy and we can get it out of the way. It's just a tiny, tiny little light that pumps out light. It connects via this proprietary docking station to the phone case itself, and it just provides light. It can also swivel so you can get it into different positions when you have it on your phone, and it also sort of has some sort of movement to it. Now, this is nothing revolutionary, nothing to write home about. It's a cheap little light and it works in a pinch. Next, we'll talk about the filter tray. It's a nice filter tray. I like that it covers all 3 lenses and it feels very sturdy. It's made of aluminum, and this particular mist filter and polarizer works as it should. No complaints there when it comes to this part. Now I kind of want to get into the main attraction, which is the cage itself. This is what the cage looks like. I got mine in the color black, of course. And this little thing right here is not actually part of the cage. It's part of the system, and it sort of magnetizes to the back of your phone. So let's talk about this for one sec. This sort of expands the features of the cage itself by providing you with a flathead screwdriver. We have a box opener on this side. It has a ring for you to prop your phone or even hold your phone, which is also detachable, and you can MagSafe it just to your phone. And it also has a little kickstand right here, so you can also prop your phone or even use it to hold your phone or whatever you want, really. And this sort of magnetizes to the back of your phone, so you can use it without having to use a cage just by itself, or you can use it in conjunction with the cage, which actually completes the whole look of the cage, and it sits in there pretty flush. It doesn't feel like it's uncomfortable when you're holding it, and it still provides you with all these like functionalities and features, which I think is pretty nice. The phone cage itself has a lot of ports on the sides for different sort of attachments that Tilta makes, as well as to attach the grip, and it has these sort of metal contacts that the grip itself uses in order to know that it's connected to the cage and therefore provide power to your phone, which we'll get into in just one second when we talk about the grip. And surprisingly enough, it doesn't add a lot of bulk to my phone. I feel that I can use this as a regular phone case and it doesn't feel too bad. It obviously added a couple of millimeters to every square inch of the phone, making it, of course, a little bit more substantial than what it is without any case. But since it's made of aluminum, it's not really that much weight. The case itself is fairly light when you have it in this manner. As soon as you attach this back plate, you can feel a little bit more weight in your hand, and it's because this has more metal parts and magnets and all the other stuff that I talked about, which makes it a little bit more hefty, but not too bad. And honestly, I can consider using this cage as my regular phone case without any complaints, really. It also feels sturdy enough that I can just chuck this into a wall and not fear that it's going to break at all, because it's just a very sturdy and hard system, which I really enjoy and like about this Tilta Kronos cage. And I feel like now we can talk about the grip. Now this grip is a chunky boy. This grip feels like a regular camera grip in your hand. It's very large and very substantial, and it also is a little hefty, a little weighty. And a lot of that weight comes from it being a sort of a battery bank for your phone, but it only works if it's connected to the cage. You cannot use it as an external battery bank because it just won't work. It has to be connected to your phone, and it has to touch these pins right here or the ones on the side of the phone right here in order for it to provide power to your phone. That's pretty much what's in the box, but what does it feel to actually use the system? And is it worth the money? I feel like that's a question that we obviously need to address. And for me, I'm still a little bit on the fence on that. And there's a couple of reasons why. Because right now, as this kit exists, it's a little incomplete, if you will. The grip itself is great and it functions, and it has a function button and a rocker that you can zoom or focus, and it gives you functionality, as well as charges your phone when it's connected to the cage itself. So I think that's all great things. However, when it is connected to the bottom of your phone, like so, as you can see, it blocks your phone's USB-C port, which means that if you're using your iPhone and you want to record to an external recorder, you really can't do it. I mean, you can, but you need to spend more money in another module that they sell you that's part of the more expensive kit, and then it'll open up more possibilities for you to connect media, HDMI, as well as a microphone to your kit. When you're filming in horizontal, I am losing the possibility to add any sort of SSD or media to not record it internally to my phone. The case is not the same when you shoot in vertical mode, because when you attach it to the side of the cage, the USB-C port is still exposed, so you can add your media there and no problem. But I do have a problem in how it connects to the cage on vertical mode, and it's weird because in the promotional things that they have on their website, they have the cage sitting right by the side of the phone, which is not even a place where the cage has any ports or connections for the grip itself. So that was a little bit of a lie on their website, and I don't understand why. So the only ports where you can connect the grip when you want to shoot in vertical mode is here at the bottom of the cage, which obviously gives you this sort of look, which is comfortable, but it's also a little on the awkward side. And if not, you can connect it to the top of the cage like so. However, when you connect it to the top of the cage, this grip is so substantial, and the way that you grab it or hold on to it, if you were to shoot on your 0.5 lens, all of your fingers are going to be visible in the shot. And that's a little frustrating. And not to say that it doesn't happen on this case, which it has a possibility to happen, but the distance between the actual grip and the lenses is a little bit more than what Tilta offers you in theirs. So the probability of it happening is much less on a system like this than it is on a system like this. Tell you what though, when it's on, it's really on. It feels very sturdy. It feels like it's an entire system that was built just like this. There's no rattling, there's no motion. It just feels like a regular camera in your hand. And I kind of like that quite a bit. As you can see, the grip is very substantial, like I said. It feels good to hold, and it's very secure. It is a bummer though that in this format I cannot connect any media to the phone because I lose all access to my USB-C port. And the grip itself right here on the top has a USB-C input, but it only works for charging. I tried connecting an SSD through it and nothing happens because it's only meant to charge the actual grip itself. It provides no other functionality than that. You can, however, use the 3.5mm jack right on the top to connect a microphone, which is also another problem that you have if you're using any of these new microphones that are USB-C powered and can connect straight to your phone. With this case and this cage and the system, you sort of lose the function of that if you don't buy the extra module that they sell to you. Whereas with something like the TELESIN Master Grip, that's not an issue or a problem at all. As you don't lose any of your ports on your phone, you can still connect your media and your microphones and all that stuff, and you're good to go. The case itself, I really do like. I feel that it's very sturdy, it's comfortable, it feels like my phone is very protected, And I love all the functionality that this little thing gives you. And the fact that it just magnetizes to the back of it and it's always there. It's a pretty cool feature. Now, my problem with it is that in order to make this a more functional rig in case for actual filmmaking, I have to spend a little bit more money. I would have to get their module that they sell, as well as other attachments that have their proprietary attachment system for the cage in order to have something like an Arca-Swiss plate or a cold shoe mount for other accessories. Which again, it's not a deal breaker, but it just means that I have to spend a little bit more money to get more stuff in order to get a more usable system. And that's capitalism at its finest. Because then and there, we're talking about a near $400 rig for your iPhone just to get some functionality out of it. And I don't know, there are other companies doing similar things for way less, and you don't lose some of the functionality that you do with a system like this. One important thing to note about this little light is that it only works when it's connected to the cage and it's receiving power from the grip itself. The minute that you unplug this light from the cage, it loses power because it's no longer connected to the pins and therefore becomes useless. And you can compare that to the one from TELESIN, which is a more universal MagSafe accessory that has its own battery inside and can work without having to be connected to the system at all. But I don't know, for like 200 and something bucks, I'm very, very tempted to return this. And I don't know if it's buyer's remorse or actually owning other systems like this one from TELESIN, which can give me almost the same features and a little bit more functionality, or at least an easier experience for a third of the price. So how do you feel about this Tilta Kronos system? Would you be interested in picking one of these up? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.